This is Dr. Kilgore from Dr. Kilgore's World with another flipped math learning video. Our learning goal for this video is I can multiply two fractions. This video is going to be all about using the algorithm to multiply two fractions. So our guiding question, by the end of this lesson, you should be able to answer this question. Tom has 3/4 of a pan of lasagna. His friends ate 2/3 of this amount of lasagna. What fraction of the whole pan of lasagna did his friends eat? So let's learn the skills and look at our strategies for multiplying fractions success. Our steps for using this algorithm are really pretty much the same as they were for multiplying whole numbers. You're going to make sure if there is a whole number that it is in fraction form. Multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators, and then ask yourself, do I need to make this fraction into a mixed number? Oftentimes when we're multiplying two fractions, our answer will be less than 1, so we do not need to. And then ask yourself, do I need to simplify the fraction? These are the two questions that you need to always ask at the end to make sure that you've done all of your math work. So let's pull up a whiteboard and start some practice here. Okay, so let's go ahead and make sure we have our paper set up for success. You should have a problem number. The first fraction we're going to look at is 3/4 times 7/8. So they're both in fraction form. We can just multiply straight across. 3 times 7 is 21. 4 times 8 is 32. Now we ask ourselves the two important questions. Does it need to be made into a mixed number? Well, our numerator is smaller, so no, it does not. And do I need to simplify? If we think about 21 and the factors of 21, 1 times 21, 2 times anything, no. 3 times 7, 4 times nothing, 5 times nothing, 6 times nothing. So let's look at 32. Of course, 1 in 32. 2 times 16. 3 won't go into 32. 4 times 8. 5 times nothing, 6 times nothing, 7. So 32 no, 21 no, 16 no, 8 no, 7 no, 4 no, 3 no, 2 just 1. That means our fraction is in the simplest form. It's always handy to use that strategy to check just to make sure that it doesn't have any common factors. So we have 15 times 3/4. Well, we need to make 15 into a fraction by putting 1 under it times 3/4. 15 times 3, 15, 30, 45. 1 times 4 is 4. Do we need to make it into a mixed number? Yes, we do. 45 divided by 4. 4 will go into 4 once. Bring down the 5. 4 will go into 5 once. And then we do our loop. So 45/4 equals our whole number 11. 1 is our numerator and 4 is our denominator. 1/4 is the smallest that fraction can go, so we are already simplified. Let's work a couple more together. We have 3/4 times 1/4 times 2. Now this one I'm going to tell you to do step by step. 3/4 times 1/4. 3 times 1 is 3. 4 times 4 is 16. And then I'm going to multiply it by the whole number 2 using its fraction form, 2/1. 3 times 2 is 6. 16 times 1 is 16. Now, if nothing else, I know that 2 will go into both of these numbers. It doesn't need to be made into a mixed number because 6 is smaller, but I'm going to try the strategy dividing by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 8 times 2 is 16. So our simplified fraction is 3/8. Let's look at this next practice problem. We have 2/3 minus 1/3. We're getting a little bit more complicated here. Times 5/8. Now, if you remember back to our algebra unit, anytime there were parentheses, the work that was done inside of them happened first. So 2/3 minus 1/3 is 1/3. We can drop our parentheses and multiply 1/3 by 5/8. 1 times 5 is 5. 3 times 8 is 24. 5 is prime, and 5 won't go into 24, so we are simplified. Let's look at a couple of practice problems for you to do on your own. So go ahead and try 3/5 times 5/9 and 13 times 1/5. Okay, so pause the video now, work these problems on your own, and then come back and double check as I work them here. Go ahead and pause now. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and solve these problems. So 3 times 5 is 15. 5 times 9 is 45. I know that 15 will go into 45. If I didn't know that factor, I would try 5s first. 5 times 3 is 15. 9 times 5 is 45. 3/9. I know that 3 will go into 9, so I'm going to divide by 3 and get 1/3. 13 times 1/5. 13 needs to be in fraction form. Times 1/5 equals 13/5. That is improper. 5 will go into 13 twice. That's 10. 13, that would be 13/5 equals 2. Numerator of 3, denominator of 5. That's 2 and 3/5. So let's look back at our problem from the beginning of the lesson. So Tom has 3/4 of a pan of lasagna. His friends ate 2/3 of this amount of lasagna. What is the fraction of the whole pan of lasagna that his friends ate? So he started with 3/4. His friends ate 2/3 of a pan. So 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 3 is 12. We're going to divide by 6/6. 6 divided by 6 is 1 and 2. That means that his friends ate 1/2 of a pan of lasagna. So this video tonight has been all about multiplying fractions by fractions. Go ahead and make sure that you're understanding these skills. If you are not, look for the area models video that will help you with just a little bit more of understanding on why when we multiply fractions by fractions, our answers get smaller. Have a nice night. Make sure that you understand these skills, and I'll see you in class.